Well, guys, we are finally here to talk about I don't know how to say it, but incredible, crazy, emotional ending of the last Harry Potter movie, Harry Potter and the Death of Hallows Part 2. It's kind of interesting because I had like three-fourths of the movie of the Part 1 to go into, and now I've just finished Part 2. And I guess I'm still on a high, I guess you'd say, for finishing this film because the way they went about it and the way that they did this was absolutely incredible. Because what we had in the entire film is now everybody preparing to go to war against Voldemort. And this was something that was really interesting because right at the beginning of the film, they want to infiltrate the bank so that way they can figure out what is going on, what is in there that Bellatrix is hiding. And when we do find out, we find out that there was something in there that, of course, had the things that Voldemort would put in for his soul. So it was that. We later find out it was the main snake that was always around him, as well as also another piece that was in Ravenclaw, as well as also Harry himself. So there was plenty of things we found out in this film. Also, the same thing of not only finding out that, of course, Snape was, like I said before, that I already looked into a few things, that Snape was not only in love with Harry's mother, but he actually was the one that found her, and I guess let everyone know, like, hey, Harry's still alive, but we got to protect him, because that was his initial goal. Was, yeah, he didn't like Harry's father, but he still wanted to protect Harry and his mother, and he was secretly looking after him after all these years. So he wasn't really a traitor in a lot of eyes. He was more of a silent guardian, I would say, in a way. And it was kind of interesting about that, and also going through how Harry found out that he was the last one to be, because if he died and then he came back and there was still one piece left, then he would still, I would assume, be able to come back and then go up against Voldemort with all the pieces that were destroyed. That's how they were able to kill him. But I will say, seeing a lot of things come together throughout this film and finding out about the three brothers as well, and how Harry pretty much possessed not only the most powerful wand, but the ability to revive the dead in a way, be able to see his fallen parents and be able to talk to Cyrus, and then unfortunately his other guardian that died in the film as well, and also Ron's older brother that died, and then some others that you would not think that died but did. And we got to see this huge war between Voldemort's army and Hogwarts. So that's the thing I was a little disappointed on. I was really wanting to see more of that war, which I know probably a lot of fans are very interested in, the Wizard War that went on between Voldemort's loyalists, I guess you would call them, to the ones that were with Harry. So, and then at the very end of the film, which was pretty crazy, we got to see everybody growing up. They CGI'd them all to make them look older. We even saw Falco even actually grow up and I guess get with somebody. He actually became a father, and we got to see Ron and Hermione. They got married, had a couple kids, and then we saw Harry end up with Ginny, and they had three children, two boys, one girl, and we got to see where his oldest, I would say his oldest son, or maybe middle son, is worried about if he's going to get into Slytherin or what his dad was in, and his uncle and his aunt. But he was pretty much saying, it's going to be your choice, but the hat is going to give you a choice, like how the hat gave Harry in the very first film. So I found this movie to be just really interesting. Now I will say, like I just said, there was things about this film I didn't particularly care for. Like, they didn't show a lot of the war, which I was really hoping that they would, as well as be able just to show a little more things that we didn't get to see, like where was Falco during all this? Did he actually do something, then really grow up? And, what happened between the 19-year span? Are they going to evaluate on that? Are we going to be seeing more about how Harry was, more about Snape? Other than what we were given, there's tidbits of what we were given and other things that we weren't fully, I would say, explained. In my opinion, I know I've been hearing so much, you gotta look into the lore, you gotta read the books, and you gotta do this and that. I'm one of those ones, I'll look into YouTube, so that way, ones that are more hardcore fans, that way I can listen if I have any questions in my head that way is answered. But overall, I did enjoy going through Harry Potter movies. I'm going to be watching the Fantastic Beasts next. That way I can give those reviews for you guys, because again, those are, I believe, previous events that happened before all this. I will say that, again, I kind of feel like I cheated myself not watching these films when I was younger. Maybe I feel more connected to them now than probably what I do at this moment in time. I feel like if I had to say any kind of movies I was connected to, I'd really say I was more connected, I think, to Star Wars and other movies like that, because I am going to be watching other films that I just either never got into when I was younger, or I just never felt like I had time or I could actually like it. But I do like the Harry Potter series now. It's a very interesting franchise. I'm not going to say I'm a big fan, but like I've been saying, I'm more of, I guess, a casual fan now. I'm not gonna turn it down. I'm willing to watch and listen to a lot of opinions, because again, I'm not going to get into any debates. I'm not going to get, oh, who's the biggest fan here. I'm not that kind of a person. I'm willing to listen to anyone's opinion about these films or the books or the lore, the video games, all this kind of stuff that people want to talk about and fight over. But overall, like I said, the film was very interesting. If you guys have not watched any of the Harry Potter films, I do recommend you give them a shot. If it's not for you, it's not for you. That's perfectly fine. But overall, I'd have to say between The Deathly Hallows are probably my favorite two films, probably out of all of them, more than likely. I will probably have to go that route. Those are probably my favorite two out of the film. I don't know why. They just are. I feel like it's more of a renegade status, that Harry's now more on his own. He's not always at school. He's having to rely on Hermione and Ron and himself from everything he's learned from Dumbledore, from Cyrus, to just everybody in the past. But it's unfortunate. You know, I was kind of hoping that we'd see more movies in the future, which we are going to be getting. But either way, guys, what were your thoughts about this film? What were your fully thoughts of the films overall? Hopefully you guys enjoyed my reviews that I've been giving of the Harry Potter franchise. Like I said, I've been enjoying to just have fun and watch and get into something new. But either way, let me know what your thoughts are about this down in the comments down below. If you guys are new to the channel, so about subscribing, leave a big fat like on the video if you guys enjoyed. And as always, thank you for your time, thank you for continuing support, and I'll see you guys on the next one.